Previously on Big Brother Extreme. Will won the head of household competition, and nominated Trinity and Martin for eviction. Who will win the power of veto? Find out tonight on Big Brother Extreme. Welcome back. It is now time for the Power of Veto competition to begin. Let's go. House guests, welcome to the Power of Veto competition. The winner of the Power of Veto can take one of the nominees off the nomination block. Only 6 house guests will compete in this competition. Will, the current head of household. Trinity, who is nominated for eviction. Martin, who is nominated for eviction. Also, 3 house guests that were randomly selected will compete. They are Lucille, Jermaine, and Heather. Let's get started with the competition. House guests, you are all sailors, ready to take on the maiden voyage of a long trip by sea. However, before this journey and voyage, each of you must disembark from the ships and make sure all of your supplies and cargo is properly accounted for. House guests, in front of you are 6 ships currently docked. House guests, Big Brother will present to you several cargo items that he wants for you to bring during this long trip. However, certain items simply cannot go on this trip. The items Big Brother does not want on this trip are items that are too recent. Big Brother wants to transport only items that are classic and older. House guests, after Big Brother brings in the ships on deck, set for sea, you must immediately pick which ship contains the oldest items. House guests, if you happen to pick a ship that contains the most recent item, you will be eliminated from the competition. After someone has picked a ship, you must make a second choice and pick a different ship. This will continue for several rounds. The last house guest standing will win the Power of Veto. House guests, do you all understand? Great. Fantastic. Let's get started with the first ships on dock, set for sail. The first 6 ships on dock, set for sea, are a Nintendo Game Boy Advance, a Rubik's Cube, M&M's candies, an iPod mini, a Mr. Potato Head doll, and a Furby doll. House guests, when Big Brother says, go, pick the ship which has the oldest items. The house guest who picks the ship which contains the most recent item will be eliminated from the competition. Go. Will, you have chosen the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Jermaine, you have chosen the Rubik's Cube. Heather, you have chosen the M&M's candies. Martin, you have chosen the iPod mini. Lucille, you have chosen the Mr. Potato Head doll. And Trinity, you have chosen the Furby doll. Okay. Big Brother will now reveal which ship contains the most recent item. The Nintendo Game Boy Advance was released in 2001. The Rubik's Cube was released in 1977. M&M's were released in 1941. The iPod mini was released in 2004. Mr. Potato Head doll was released in 1949. Furby dolls were released in 1998. That means Martin, with the iPod mini, you have the most recent item. Big Brother does not want a sailor that cannot follow directions, and you and that cargo item will not go on the voyage. Martin, you are eliminated from this competition. Please take a seat. Big Brother has set sail one of the ships. So now there are 5 ships at dock. Big Brother will now bring in the next cargo ships. They are Care Bears Teddy Bears, the first ever pair of Air Jordans released, a Tickle Me Elmo doll, Rockstar Energy Drink, Gatorade Energy Drink. House guests, when Big Brother says go, report to the ship which has the oldest items. The house guest who picks the most recent item will be eliminated from the competition. Go. Trinity, you have chosen the Care Bears. Heather, you have chosen the Air Jordan shoes. Jermaine, you have chosen the Tickle Me Elmo doll. Will, you have chosen Rockstar Energy Drink. Lucille, you have chosen Gatorade Energy Drink. Big Brother will now reveal which ship contains the most recent item. Care Bears were released in 1981. The first pair of Jordans were released in 1985. Tickle Me Elmo was released in 1996. Rockstar Energy Drink was released in 2001. Gatorade was released in 1965. That means, Will, you did not follow Big Brother's directions. Big Brother does not need a sailor like you, so you are dismissed, and that item will not be brought on the voyage. Will take a seat, as you are eliminated from the competition. Big Brother has released another ship from dock. There are now 3 ships. Big Brother will now bring in the next ships at dock. The ships that are on dock are Flaming Hot Cheetos. Houseguests, Big Brother wants to clarify that he is pertaining to the Flaming Hot flavor, and not the original recipe Cheetos. VHS videotape cassettes. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Beanie Babies. Houseguests, please pick a ship with the oldest items when Big Brother says go. The houseguest who chooses the most recent item will be eliminated. Go. Jermaine, you picked Flaming Hot Cheetos. Trinity, you picked VHS video cassettes. Lucille, you picked the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heather, you picked Beanie Babies. Big Brother will now reveal the ship, which has the most recent item. The Flaming Hot flavor of Cheetos were released in 1991. VHS videotape cassettes were released in 1976. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were released in 1984. Beanie Babies were released in 1993. That means Beanie Babies are the most recent item. Heather, you did not follow Big Brother's instructions, and Big Brother is not bringing that item on the voyage. You are also dismissed and eliminated from the competition. Big Brother will now release another ship off the dock and bring in the next new ships, which are arriving at the dock now. The ships that are on dock are the first Panera Bread location that opened, a Sega Mega Drive, Genesis video game console, a Super Soaker water gun. Houseguests, when Big Brother says go, please report to the ship with the oldest items. The houseguest who chooses the most recent item will be eliminated from the competition. Go. Big Brother will now reveal which ship has the most recent item. The first Panera Bread location opened up in 1987. The Sega Mega Drive, Genesis console was released in 1988. The Super Soaker water gun was released in 1989. That means the Super Soaker is the most recent item. Trinity, you did not follow Big Brother's directions and did not do your job as a sailor correctly. That item is most absolutely not going on the voyage, and Trinity, you are also dismissed and have been eliminated from the competition. Please take a seat. Big Brother has released another ship off the dock, and the final ships are now coming to port. Houseguests, these are the final ships that will be arriving. Houseguests, please note, the sailor that picks the oldest ship will win the power of veto. These will be the last ships that will arrive at the dock. Okay, having said that, Big Brother will now reveal the final ships at dock. They are a Swiffer floor mop, a fidget spinner toy. Houseguests, for the last time, again, the sailor who picks the oldest item will win the power of veto. When Big Brother says go, please report to the ship with the oldest item. Go. Lucille, you have chosen the Swiffer mop. Could that be the oldest ship, and will you win the power of veto? Jermaine, you have chosen the fidget spinner. Could that be the oldest ship, and will you win the power of veto? Big Brother will now reveal the oldest ship. The Swiffer mop was released in 1999. The first fidget spinner toy was released in 1993. That means Jermaine has chosen the oldest ship. So therefore, congratulations, Jermaine. You have won the power of veto. Jermaine has won the power of veto. Will he use it to save Trinity, or Martin? Find out next. House guests, please gather in the living room. It is now time for the veto meeting. Who will be evicted from the Big Brother house? Trinity, or Martin? Find out very soon on Big Brother Extreme.